Oh, Soderbergh. It's not like people are afraid enough of technology already, am I right? We follow an agoraphobic tech worker who discovers evidence of a violent crime while reviewing a data stream during the COVID-19 pandemic in Seattle, or more specifically, the lockdown era of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, before I properly start with my review for Kimi, let me know your thoughts on it. It's now available to watch on HBO Max, so start the conversation in the comments below. And if you like movies and TV, this is the place to be, so consider clicking that subscribe button so you don't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. Now, for context, I've missed the last 3 Steven Soderbergh films for one reason or another. Didn't catch them at the time, so it fell off of my priority of viewing. No Southern Move, Let Them All Talk, The Laundromat. But nevertheless, he's a director whose work I always appreciate, so I was very happy to see him back with another film so quickly. And this clearly has his eye for the camera. His visuals are so unique to him. He has a ton of interesting shots on this, contrasting from the inside to the outside, where this film is entirely carried by Zoë Kravitz, who we will talk about in a little bit, but Soderbergh directs this very well. This is a Rear Window style thriller where a ton of the stuff inside, when we're with our character Angela, and we'll get to that also in a little bit, when we're with her inside, it's all very symmetrical, all very controlled tracking shots, lots of big wides and lots of wonders moving around, just seeing her day-to-day life, whether she's relaxing or whether she's working. The cinematography is also really gorgeous. Particularly what stands out is night sequences. The colors are just gorgeous to look at. And at one point, after finding this crime out, this evidence that she wants to present to the necessary authorities, and you go through this conflict of her where she wants to present this evidence to whoever can take care of it, whoever can bring up justice, but she's an agoraphobic. She cannot leave her house. So as she's debating this, and at one point she finally leaves her house, Soderbergh just lets the visuals be off-putting and really weird, where he goes for these Dutch angles, but the lenses he uses, the angles he uses are just completely so odd, and this choice of visuals is so off-putting and so uncomfortable. You feel like you're in the character's shoes. As she leaves her comfort zone, she is in this chaotic world where she doesn't feel comfortable at all, and you feel like you're right there with her, because the film has grown you so accustomed at these very controlled visuals, very controlled shots, and suddenly it's something completely different. Speaking of this character, Zoë Kravitz, she's awesome. She carries this entire film on her back, where she has a ton of dialogue, she has a ton of people she talks to, whether it is her bosses or this guy that she likes that lives across the street, or her mom, or her doctor, but a lot of times it's just her having this inner conflict, having this inner debate with herself where she won't talk, and that's where you see the power of her performance, where she's just debating with herself and you're just watching her go through all of these emotions and the ups and downs, the best moments and the worst moments of her day-to-day life. It is an impressive performance. The one thing she has that comes close to day-to-day human interaction is with Kimi, who is actually an Alexa or Google Home-like device that was created by the company she works for. And through analyzing these data streams that she goes through every single day, where she finds all these errors or mistakes that she then tries to fix so she can create a better customer experience, this is where she finds the evidence of a crime that she then has to debate throughout most of the film what she's going to do. and how can she fix this, and she comes to that conclusion of, okay, I have to leave my house. Another creative behind this film that I'm also quite a big fan of is David Koepp. He wrote the screenplay, and if you're like me, you probably recognize his name as well. He's written everything from Mission Impossible to Jurassic Park to the original Spider-Man, Secret Window, War of the Worlds, Zathura, Indiana Jones, and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Premium Rush, among so many other fan favorites and not quite so fan favorite movies. He's always an interesting writer, if you ask me. But he's never the tightest of writers, and the writing was my biggest issue with this film, where the world building and a ton of these elements that would make a rich world to surround our character just feel a bit scattered and not thought all the way through. They feel overall undercooked. For instance, there's a protest happening, and that is never really fleshed out. We don't know why it's happening. It's something that they establish is happening, okay, but it never plays a role in the story until this one key moment where you can clearly see why it was put into the script, to be there as a convenience that our character would need. And then that's it, and after that it plays no role in the story. So it is a ton of these elements that just are questionable, that it's kind of a naked functionality that they serve. It's serving no role whatsoever in the story apart from when they're gonna be convenient. When are we going to need this? And that's when it comes into function in the story. Also, the first hour, not much happens. It's about seeing a little bit how Angela lives. It's seeing her discover this crime. It's seeing her try once or twice to talk to her bosses about this crime, and everyone ignoring her, anyone not caring what she wants to do about it. But then this long stretch, or what feels like a long stretch of the film, the first 45 minutes, it just becomes very monotonous until she actually does something, and so the film can feel like it drags. And this is only a 90-minute film. And because of all that, it feels like an overall solid film with a strong performance, strong visuals, but the script itself never does anything new or reinvigorating with the Rear Window style thriller. It's better than some of the other ones we've seen in recent memory, like last year's The Woman in the Window, but overall it doesn't do too much to stand out from the style of film that it is emulating. Kimi works best as a character-centric thriller where it creates this extremely compelling moral conundrum for its lead character, who Zoë Kravitz does such a good job at playing, kind of elevating the iffy material that she has to work with, but overall it can also never quite escape this box of this subgenre and style that it created for itself of a certain type of film that we've seen versions of before and better versions of before. I'm giving Kimi a C+. Those are my thoughts on Kimi, so I want to know what you thought about it. Start the conversation down there, and if you like what you saw here, make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members, Bruna and Stuart, for making this video possible, and there's a link in the description for you to see if you'd like to become a member, and I'll be back very soon with more videos, and I hope to see you on those. So until the next one, love each other and love the movies.